Coming up on Mountain News this morning, several eastern Kentucky communities continue to clean up after major flooding while facing some wintry temperatures. And eastern Kentucky road crews work hard to keep us safe while on the roads as the snow fell.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's 5:31 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris, and I hope that you're bundled up with some coffee because I wish I was, because it's freezing. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at that forecast. Brandon, I think I was dramatic. It's not really cold. It's just...
It's cold enough.
It's cold. I don't think wait. Maybe it is freezing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If you're outside without some jacket and a toboggan and some gloves and all that for a while, yeah.
No, I mean it's freezing in this station. So.
Oh, well.
In the station and outside, it's just cold everywhere.
Now outside, I can agree. Inside, maybe not so much. But anyway, I'm comfortable. Hopefully, you'll get comfortable here pretty soon. All right, let's get into the forecast. As I said, outside, not too comfortable this morning without all the precautions. Take a look at Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County. They're at 21 right now. Still some snow on the ground up there. It didn't really get sunny enough to melt yesterday. Actually didn't get sunny at all in most areas. I think to the farther west, it got a little bit sunny there late in the day, but temperatures cold this morning. 19 in Y, 17 in Monticello, low to mid 20s everywhere else this morning. Get your breakfast bowls out. It's time for some forecast or some frosted weather wheats. I'll get out here in a second. And we're going to see clear skies this morning. Temperatures will fall to about 20 here in just a few minutes, about 7 o'clock. And then we'll see again 8 o'clock starting to climb just a little bit with the sunshine. And as we take a look at our planner, it's going to be a beautiful day if I can get my words to come out right here. 46 is the forecast high this afternoon. Sunrise 7:48, sunset 5:28. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, the National Weather Service found a tornado touchdown in Estill County during the New Year Day storms. After surveys were completed, the NWS says this tornado was an EF1 with maximum winds of 95 miles per hour. Now, it was only on the ground for just more than 1 mile, but devastated a barn and took the roof off of other barns and buildings in the area. Sean Singer says he saw what looked like a funnel cloud, but he hadn't realized it touched down.
Just looked out over towards the hill, you know, towards the Richmond area, I guess towards Union City, and kind of seen a funnel cloud and see some debris, it looked like, and so that was pretty well it. And then, of course, when I come back up here to my house, I, got surprised by all the damage and stuff.
Now, while this tornado is classified as a separate tornado from the one in Union City, it came from the same storm that went over both areas. As several communities across the region work to clean up from the weekend floods, Pike County officials say they are looking at a high number of impacted families. Our buddy Forbes was in Sydney, where community members are taking on the cold weather to try to get back on their feet.
Debris and devastation.
I guess you could say they're gun shy when it starts to cloud up and rain again. They fear the worst.
Floodwaters poured through the Sydney area Saturday, leaving the community to sift through the remnants.
If you've been through that, you've had your family go through that, it's not something you'll ever forget.
County officials anticipate more than 100 nearby homes wrecked by the weather.
These are people you know, these are your friends, your neighbors. It's heartbreaking.
With winter temperatures only adding to the weight of what the waters left behind.
Slow cleanup because mostly the water's off in several areas where they've got to have it to clean up with. And these freezing temperatures don't help matters any.
Some, like Jack Thacker,
take the rest of it to the pile.
Came home from the holiday weekend to a grime-filled garage.
Mud. That's what you saw. And one of them mud all through here.
And others, like Pastor Zeke Stepp, saw the waters rising and sought higher ground.
We decided to evacuate the kids out the back, which was the most shallow part.
His youth group was at Sydney Missionary Baptist for a lock-in and had to flee, but the water never made it inside the building.
I wouldn't say luckily, I'd say it was a blessing from God.
Officials say the dramatic weather is like hit after hit.
People around here are strong, they'll rebound. To my knowledge, nobody's lost their life in this. Things can be replaced.
But Stepp says come heavy winter or high water,
you'll see a lot of family and friends that are chipping in and helping. And that's just, we'll make it.
The community will push on. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, now, Judge Executive Ray Jones says he hopes to see federal assistance coming for the families in the area, saying the Belfry and Johns Creek areas were also hit hard during the downpour this weekend. Well, state troopers need help finding a trailer. Now take a look at your screen. During this past weekend, a trailer was stolen from Belfry High School. Now there is possible damage to the passenger side of the trailer. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Callers can remain anonymous. Yesterday, many of us woke up to some snow for the first time in 2022 and this winter. State crews were out late checking road conditions and salting as needed. Snow plows were moving snow on roads like US 119 on Pine Mountain. Crews say to be careful if you are out because roads could freeze.
On our higher elevations in the areas that we have problems with, we'll put pea gravels down on the road, and that helps with traction.
Crews say if you see a snow plow, make sure you give it plenty of space to keep everyone safe. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet say they had crews out throughout the night Sunday in other parts of the region, making sure roads were treated as the snow poured down. Jim Stratman was down in Whitley County talking to officials about how they handled the first snow of the year.
For the first time this year, flakes were flying. The ground was covered in parts of southern and eastern Kentucky, and road crews were out plowing, salting, and making sure the asphalt was A-OK.
We're always thinking about, when snow events occur, what's going to happen, how can we make these roadways safer?
Amber Hale works with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet in District 8, which covers a large section of southern Kentucky. Hale says that they had crews out all throughout the district as snow moved in.
Cumberland, Clinton, Wayne, and McQuarrie, we've seen quite a bit of accumulation in those areas. And then as you go eastern over into eastern Pulaski and Rockcastle County as well.
Hale says that our unseasonably warm December actually played a role in how crews were able to handle this snow event. Our road temperatures have been up because of those warm temperatures that we've been seeing. And if you go along a highly traveled road like I-75 behind me, those road temperatures were even higher, making things a little bit easier for crews.
We did have some areas that, saw some slick spots in some areas, but fortunately most of what hit, quickly turned to slush because those road temperatures were so warm.
Well, those warm road temperatures may not last. Hale says that as more cold settles in and another chance for snow looms, the second snowfall of 2022 could be a bit tougher to handle.
It could play in, if the temperatures do drop throughout the week and leading up to this next event, that will make it a little bit more of a challenge, possibly, depending on what comes in.
Hale says that whatever the next wintry blast has in store, crews will be ready. Reporting in Whitley County, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
Heavy snow that hit Northern Virginia turned Interstate 95 into an icy parking lot. Hundreds of cars were involved in crashes or were stranded. Some drivers say they were stuck on the interstate for as long as 17 hours.
Roads are ice covered. We haven't seen a plow truck or a police officer in 7 hours.
The terrible road conditions have resulted in a number of school closing in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Dominion Power says more than 200,000 people lost electricity in the winter storm. Now, Virginians with vaccination appointments at the health department today will have to reschedule. In a statement Monday, the department says it's closing all of its community vaccination centers today because of heavy snow and freezing temperatures. Those with appointments will be notified of the cancellation. They are encouraged to reschedule as soon as possible. Well, in the western half of the U.S., Colorado families who had been in Boulder County for generations were among those who lost their homes in the Marshall Fire. Now, the Chavis family had been in Old Superior for more than 80 years. As Angeline McCall reports, their home is just one of the nearly 1,000 the fire destroyed.
5 buildings, but 4 families. It's going to be where the white car is, the first white car, all the way through the second white car. That's just amazing. It's all gone. All gone.
Ted Chavis grew up here, then raised his kids here.
5 generations. This is our 5th generation right here. These 2 are our 5th generation. We want to leave it to them. Yes, we do.
This land has been in their family for 80 years in Old Town Superior.
To come here and see this is just devastating.
They've seen Old Town welcome the new.
This is new and old. New, old, and new.
Like his friend, Adam.
That's my neighbor. Lives right across the street from me. His house is still standing.
The old memories they share with new friends.
We used to party in high school back there.
You're on video.
No one knows this town better than the originals.
McClare's, Sharps, Bentners.
Through the years, they've chosen to stay.
We were all family, and we still are.
So many of the original families will make that same choice again.
It's funny, I was thinking about moving, but now I'm not. It takes a tragedy to happen to make my mind up.
Any other option wouldn't feel right.
This is our life. There's nothing, this is all we know, right? Actually. I know the kids want to say, well, do you want to move out? No, I'm not moving out. Maybe when the good Lord calls for me, they can take me out. But right now, I'm staying.
Just like their past generations.
My grandfather built 2 houses.
Yeah.
Now I get to do 4. Me and my brother, the family, we're going to build it.
Yeah.
This is going to be nice.
Now, the Colorado governor has promised the state will help with rebuilding process. Meanwhile, FEMA has assigned 100 agency personnel to help find temporary housing for people displaced by the fire. Well, just ahead this morning, the life and career of a late musical legend is celebrated in more ways than one.
And our mild temperatures will be a thing, or are a thing of the past for a while, but we may get another reminder of what season we are actually in later this week. I'll have those details in about 3 minutes.